What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Global Esports Cup. It's going to be Game 5 in the best of 5. So that, of course, means that both these two teams are tied up 2 apiece. Winner of this goes to the LAN final at the end of the month, so everything is on the line for this game. Now's not the time for cheese, or is it? Not really sure, but either way, we'll see who's able to pull out a win here. Both these two teams looking very evenly matched. I'm Mikelorus, going to be your only caster for apparently this whole series. As all the other casters are lazy as hell, go flame them on their Twitter handles, guys. Say that I sent you. Actually, don't do that. Don't do that at all. That's not cool. That's not cool, guys. By the way, we'll see what this draft is going to look like. As far as notable heroes still in the pool, well, I mean, Tusk is going to banned out, Doom as well. As is the Darkseer. Winter Wyvern still in. I'm pretty sure Stark are not going to hesitate at all to... Never mind. Not available any longer. Slaughter is still in. And for NLG, they'll be ecstatic if they're able to grab that one. Stark will be happy, but not as much as NLG. Slaughter in the single off lane seems like it's the riskiest way to play him. Does have the most upside, I guess, in that you only have to commit one hero to get a fast blink dagger. No, Slaughter will also be banned out. A lot of just overall powerful heroes being taken out. And if you're looking for the off lane here for Stark, well then Clockwork is probably the best one that Trixie can grab right now. Aside from that, just look towards your supporting crew. Again, you can go offensive if you want to get that Spirit Breaker online. Wouldn't be the worst pick in the world. With a Queen of Pain Shadow Fiend, you're usually going to go hard into the mid game. Try to, if not win it, then get a really, really decisive lead by it.
5 seconds remaining.
Other than that, though, I mean, Spirit Breaker does work out pretty well in that regard.
Reserve time.
I could also just go for, a little bit of a slower support hero, like a Disruptor or something like that. For NLG, in the meantime, they need Lockdown. Lockdown to deal with this Queen of Pain. Some form of point-click disable. Bane is the pickup for Stark against one of the slower support heroes. If it was an NLG to grab that one, I would say, well, maybe we're going to see the third Bane solo lane. But then this is, of course, going to prompt the Disruptor pick for NLG. The Bane last game for OKC ended up having some really good grips, and it is going to be the Clockwork in the end for Stark. So it is going to be full-on mid-game. I'd like to see a support hero with a little bit more damage, someone who could use the setup for the Clockwork a little bit. I'm not really sure if we're looking at Skywrath Mage necessarily. Not really the hero you want to have up against the Templar Assassin. But NLG, they're going to grab Ember with this TA. Very similar heroes in their power levels, as far as their power levels throughout the game. As far as locking down a Bane, killing him off, NLG definitely have enough tools to do so. However, they have to really be careful. We've seen OKC get away with some pretty murderous grips in the last game. And to get on top of that Bane, you have to go through Clockwork. A lot of hard work to get through that. Final pick for NLG should be just a hero looking towards the off. Or a solo lane. I don't really think they could run great dual lanes here. Will be really awkward if they want to do that. I don't think there's any combos really that they could run. As far as offlane heroes are concerned, Stark don't really have a ton of CC. So something like a Phoenix can work out really well for NLG if they're comfortable running that. Alternatively, they do have a little bit of mixed damage across the board. They really want to go deep Elder Titan, but not really sure how these lanes are going to end up for NLG. Again, it does seem like their only option is to really just defensive tri-lane it with the Ember Spirit TA mid and put another hero, any hero really, on the bottom lane. Not going to be that Spirit Breaker. And for Night Stalker, that's going to be taken out for the Stark side. Again, one of those early game aggressive heroes that Stark would have loved to have to go aggressive, but it's going to be Chikiro instead as their aggressive selection. Not exactly going to be a great hero to have with the Clockwork necessarily. Although if you're planning on diving, Liquid Fire on the towers definitely doesn't hurt. We've seen Stark play Jakiro matchups, but really not have the greatest shell for it. Namely, yesterday up against Alternate, where they had the Jakiro, had an Alchemist with it, and it was really kind of weird because Jakiro wants to be playing quickly, Alchemist wants to be playing slowly, so what the hell do you do in the end? This time with the Queen of Pain and a Shadow Fiend, the game plan for Stark is a lot clearer. And if they play slowly now, then it's just going to be an outright mistake up against an Ember Spirit TA late game. Just so much explosive damage from them. Hard to lock down as well. So for Stark, it's going to be that mid-game timing push. Try to get the mechanism up on one of these heroes. Try to get some sort of item up in the Queen of Pain, level 6 on Clockwork. Ideally, for Trixie, would love to have Blade Mail by that time. Or, some sort of item. Force Staff or Blade Mail. Either one. And then NLG, they have to be on the defense. They need, therefore, a hero that can really brawl it out. But, again, the real big brawlers are kind of out of the pool. Not really sure if Phoenix in the mid-game is really the hero that you want. Although the laning phase is really going to be safe for the Phoenix. Can they go for like a weirder hero, like a Nyx Assassin or something like that? I don't really think they can. Beastmaster seems like probably the most reasonable pick here for NLG, just because it is just so safe. Or just go Tidehunter and just brick wall them. Hell yeah, let's do that. That'll be fun. That'll be a great way to end the series. Even if it doesn't win. Gotta pick up those crazy heroes. Bristleback, maybe. Although Stark do have probably enough damage to kill him off in lane. Mostly because Nightmare, you could, set up very slowly around the Bristleback, get to his front, apply the damage that way. Probably not the best there. If possible, they would like to have someone also who can amplify the effects of Templar Assassin. Or, pile on physical damage on top of the meld and the weave and stuff like that. It's not really a super high priority, but if they can do it, fine. Batrider also a potential pickup here for NLG, and one that I actually like quite a bit here. It's going to be the Nyx Assassin. Nyx. We're going to get, hopefully, a little bit of early game control. The problem that Nyx Assassins very, very frequently run into is the fact that their laning stage is absolute crap. Like, you could assume that Queen of Pain is probably going safe lane, Shadow Fiend mid. Especially seeing Boo, you grab the Queen of Pain. But for the Nyx Assassin, like, I've never really seen a Nyx Assassin do really well in lane. Like, a couple of times, maybe, but even then, like, the performance afterwards was just so bland that it's like, well, what does this hero really do? The problem here for the Nyx Assassin is that mana burn doesn't really do a ton. I mean, the Spike Carapace certainly is very nice, as well as the Impale, if you can land it. Setup is pretty much restricted to chains, the slow from the Psionic Trap, and a Glimpse. Not exactly the best. So Nyx Assassin, yeah, typically has trouble in lane, and this time will be no different. You're ready to see, he is working with a lot of base regen, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately for him, Liquid Fire just does way too much damage, so he's most likely just going to be pushed out by OKC every single time. Yeah, last game of the day, then we get to play Fallout, Spartan. Here we go. We're Trixie, he's going to be going up towards the top lane as the Clockwork for Stark. Over towards mid, Valix is on the Bane. Nemphi is going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. Got Boogie on the Queen of Pain, and that's going to leave OKC on the Jakiro, Twin-Headed Dragon. Got Mitch on the Nyx Assassin. Some sick claws on him. Excalibur is going to be handling the mid Templar. Got Spartan on the Disruptor. Milan is on the Dazzle. That leaves Jahaya or Madra on the Ember Spirit. It's a pretty good work in game 1. And if NLG find themselves with a little bit of tempo, a little bit of momentum, we could find ourselves in a very similar game 1 situation where they just grab tempo and then run away with the game. Oh, it's starting to rain also. Screw that. Feels like we're just going to have an even bounty split. Nothing too weird here. It's most likely for Excalibur, most likely for the Shadow Fiend. There goes the gold, and it looks like the lanings are going to be pretty much par for the course. And Mana Burn is annoying for the Queen of Pain, but she doesn't really get the most intelligence in the world. It will hurt down the line a lot. Like late game Nyx Assassin Mana Burn versus Quap is so painful. But until that actually happens, like this matchup is really bad for the Nyx. You could Spike Carapace to save yourself a little bit, but still you're going to be taking the majority of this damage output because it's damage over time, not in big bursts. Like Liquid Fire and Shadow Strike, which is already going to be chucked out. I was like, yeah, this is how it's going to work out, Nyx Assassin. He does have a lot of base regen still, but yeah, this is going to be a lot of poking. It never occurred to me that Nyx Assassin had this much base regen. Putting Ogre Magi to shame. Although it's pretty much the same, so not to shame necessarily. Shame him in that fact that he's supposed to be that tanky. Assassin really does need that base regen though. Go towards mid in the meantime. Nemphi is going to go toe-to-toe with Excalibur. Expecting to fall behind in the really beginning. Then later on to recover with those raises. Start to get those souls up, then you'll be happy. And Valix can't really do too much to help out here. And Brain Sap on Excalibur will sometimes be annoying, but for the most part, Templar Assassin, unlike a Shadow Fiend or Wind Ranger, is able to shrug that one off. Then up towards top lane, Trixie, he's just going to be poked at by the Disruptor 24/7. At a certain point, Trixie has to be careful if he gets glimpsed back into chains. He's probably not going to die, but he's going to take a hell of a lot of damage. And what the what? Oh, guys. It's, 5th game in a row solo cast. That's my excuse. I know, it's not a good one. It's a shitty one, and I shouldn't be missing these kills. First blood being drawn, and Nick's assassin got way too far in. Like, what are you doing all the way over here? I don't expect you to cross, like, this line. Go past this is, like, the death zone. Trying to go deep into Boogie. Not a good idea. Not a good idea as Nick's assassin. You can see the laning phase is shitty for Nick's assassin in every single game. Pretty much no exception. And this game is not going to be an exception. Now he's up against the level 2 Shadow Strike if Boogie actually wants that. And I think he should want it. Get that slow burn on the Nick's assassin. Try to burn a little bit more of that regen. Protect yourself somewhat versus that Spike Carapace. You don't really want to get Scream up against Nick's assassin super early on if you can help it. Also because it's very easy to see coming, and then you return it with Spike Carapace, which isn't even up yet. He's only level 1. Here comes OKC with Ice Path available. Dual Breath is going to use just first. Ice Path still available. They'll catch him with it. He's going to have to impale right now, but it's too late. Already dead.
You hurt the ones you love.
This is why Nick's Assassins is such a bad offlaner, because he has to deal with this shit every single game, and there's nothing he can do about it. Glimpse back. Valix is going to get pulled right into the hands of Mazza right now, but Spartan's still taking a lot of damage. Cogs will keep Valix safe. He's going to get bumped back twice. That's all of his mana down the tubes. It's an awkward attempt there for the Ember Spirit to slide in between the trees and the Cogs there. Just really, really greedy. Is it like hailing or something? It's really loud out there. Mana Burn is up with the Nick's Assassin. He's level 2, but of course that means that he has no Spike Carapace just yet. Not the best versus these damage over time heroes in the Co-op and the Jakiro. It's already not a great start for this bottom lane. In the meantime, NLG needs to be winning in the other lanes that much more. And Ember Spirit's doing just fine, but they're not keeping Trixie out of experience range. That's really all Trixie wants. Also is going for the Flare build, so he's able to put a little bit of damage into the opponents. Unfortunately, can't get setups like that to work out. If you had Battery Assault maxed out at this point, or like prioritized rather, you can easily get those kills in the Disruptor. Also because he's just stuck in the corner like that with no response. Glimpse, not up just yet. They put up the Cog. Spartan has no range for it. Don't get too close. Don't get too close. The fence is electrified. But Stark, they're well on their way to their time push. They're getting a lot on Boogie. 2 kills, absolute free farm. Doesn't have to worry about this assassin the slightest. So there's that. That's super nice. But also this Clockwork's getting his level, so Hookshot's going to be coming up at around the proper timing. Shadow Fiend also having a very nice time in the mid lane, tying up this lane pretty much perfectly with Excalibur. For NLG, they're going to have to be on the responsive right now. They know that the mid-game timing push is going to be coming soon. Maybe in the mid lane, who knows? But aside from that, if they're not ready for it, they will lose a lot of momentum, and, well, it might just be Stark to run away with this game. So Stark, they have to be assertive. They have to get this Jakiro levels as well. Level 3, 4 minutes in on a support hero, not bad at all. It's pretty much par for the course in this game. And any game, really. He gets more kills than Nick's Assassin, yeah, he's going to have a much better time. And Nick just can't get the experience that the Clockwork can in lane. Clockwork was splitting experience between him himself and Valix. They also have a pretty sizable stack being built up. Seems like for both mid laners. Valix is going to make a quad. This should stack. None in the mediums. 960. There it is. That's a lot of creeps. A lot of cash for Nemphy. Again, I would expect a mechanism on him. Just to try to go for that timing push. Make it that much stronger. That timing push isn't going to be coming up till like the 20-minute mark is really when they want to hit their stride. You know, 15, 20-ish. Till then, we just chill and farm. And it's up to NLG to try to dislodge that as best they can by going for like a couple of pickoffs and the Clockwork, something like that. So far, Clock's been keeping himself very safe. And I'm not really sure if they've scouted out the entirety of the stack. Again, they can't really see that much here with that flare that was thrown out. But still, Trixie should have an inkling if there's a stack there. And now, that stack, I'm not going to see anything with that one. But still, smoking up with the Shadow Fiend. Going for, you know, cheese kill on the Templar Assassin sure as hell is nice, but stealing her stacks, that's even bigger than killing her off, really. And it doesn't seem like Stark really want to make any rotations towards that area. They're just going to let that go. Although, ooh, stole a creep. Got him. Yeah, it's going to be cleared out, and I guess the Shadow Fiend should do his as well. Stacks for everyone, yay! 6 minutes in, and it's going to be another slow game. At least until that 20-minute mark. We do get to a late game scenario. TA, Ember Spirit, very hard heroes to pin down. Shadow Fiend, Queen of Pain don't really want to have heroes right in their face. They'd rather keep the fight at a distance. If they're going to get close in, it's for a nice big man, 5-man Sonic Wave or a nice Requiem. I think this is actually the first Shadow Fiend we've seen today. He's always been banned out in all the previous games. Now that I think of it, that's kind of weird. Usually Shadow Fiend just gets let through more often, but I guess not today. Queen of Pain does have a Sonic Wave. The Assassin knows about it, so he's going to have to be very careful about when he uses that Spike Carapace. You can animation cancel the Sonic Wave pretty easily. Very, very blatant animation. So it's going to be a mind game on this bottom lane, at least for the Nyx. On level 4 right now. And Nyx has a problem offlane here on that. He needs to be ahead to be really effective. Doesn't have any fallback mechanic. Not like a Bat Rider who can just go into the jungle, or a Darkseer who can do the same. He needs to be getting kills. I mean, freaking Assassin's in his name. But now his tower might just be pushed. Here comes Liquid Fire. Oh, they're actually going to drop the Clockwork up towards the top. Got him down super quickly. Comes into a field. Easy game. Valix, in the meantime, going to run to Excalibur. He has a Nightmare. He's going to use it, but Milan is here to pull it off. And Excalibur's just going to keep on chasing. Valix, Brain Sap's going to keep him alive for a couple more hits, but he will fall in the end. 2 kills now for NLG in quick succession. Those are the types of kills that they need if they really want to slow down the time and push from Stark. It doesn't seem like it's going to be much that Stark can do about that, except for still go for a little chip damage on the bottom lane. That's about it. Glim's back. Shadow Fiend in a little bit of trouble over towards mid. He's going to turn around for a raise, but gets hit with a double damage Excalibur TA shot. He's going to kill off the Dazzle, which is kind of sweet, but he's going to lose his life for it. Boogie in the meantime, fighting up against this Nyx Assassin. Looks like Spike Carapace has already been used, but now Boogie's out of mana, so he'll have to fall back. 3-3, and this game is going to be going onwards pretty slowly again. Assassin going to eat his mango to deny Queen of Pain her mana. Excalibur is going to clear off a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, that's only a 3. No, wait. That's a 4 stack. Quad stack. 4. I can count. I know my numbers. Screw you guys. This TA is going to be really, really fat really soon. Oh, Sonic Wave is going to be completely returned to Boogie. We got to watch out for that Spike Carapace. That hurts like hell, man. We'll survive, but still, Nyx Assassin now is going to get a little bit more of a foothold in this lane. Meantime, top lane, Madra has been completely free to do whatever he wants. Kill off the Clockwork with just like a bonus. Even if he didn't do that, he's still level 8. He's still taking down this tower with Miracle, of course, turned on. And tower destruction for the Ember Spirit. Easy. Might be Travels next, although I wouldn't mind seeing him just go for drums into a Battle Fury. Don't really need to go mana style this game. At least not yet. Smoke up now for NLG. Excalibur has the damage dealer. Has 3 points actually in Side Blades. I think 2 is fine. 3 might be a little bit excessive. Still, he should have enough damage to very easily get the kill here on Nemphy. If he's going to show himself, and he will. Sonic Trap is going to slow him down. They have a glimpse. He's going to pop the Requiem, but immediately Static Storm is deployed. Now Nemphy. He's going to buy out all his items, but he will definitely pop here. Easy kill on the Shadow Fiend. NLG starting to dislodge momentum seriously from Stark with those types of ganks. That's going to give Templar Assassin her Yasha at least with another 1,400 gold to boot. They've taken down a tower, Stark. With the Jakiro, they really want to be taking down a little bit more. They also don't want to be losing heroes to the Ember Spirit right now. Glimpse back onto someone. Who's it going to be? It's going to be the Jakiro. This Dragon's going to put himself in a corner. Try to fight it out with his AoE. No, he's actually not going to gas anything. Ice Path, that'll show him. Gets chopped down by the Ember Spirit. That's Yasha into Mytho Hammer number 1 for Excalibur. Desolator should be his next big item pickup. And then NLG might just be in a very similar situation as game number 1, where they just got a little bit of momentum, did not let up, and just went in for all the towers, and really prevented Stark from getting off their game plan.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Of course, we'll see if they actually are going to go for that plan. Just keeping Stark on the defensive, that's sometimes good enough. Shadow Fiend on the defensive, never really where he wants to be. Especially when he's always getting picked off. Even though he's died twice, but still, it's not exactly great times for the SF compared to Madra or compared to Excalibur. Also compared to Boogie, chained down. There's a Glimpse here. Glimpse is going to actually bring her a little bit more distance away. That's unfortunate, but here comes the Nyx Assassin. He sees her. Level 4 spike. It's going to land. Mana Burn, that's going to kill off the Queen of Pain. The Jakiro is going to have to watch the Nyx Assassin leave. And in the meantime, here comes Valix. Nightmare onto Spartan. They have 2 raises. They have 3 raises, actually. Or Requiem. That'll do it also with the raise. That's a dead Disruptor. Super dead at that. Still, they went really deep. Got the kill on the Queen of Pain. That's perfectly fine for the NLG side to make that trade. Oh, they did also lose the Dazzle. Not really sure what happened there. Looks like Shadow Fiend just ran into him with a couple of raises. Sucks to be him. Shadow Fiend now going to grab that mech. But Stark, I'm not really sure if they're in a position where they can go offensive right now. Like, this Templar Assassin is just way too huge. Ember Spirit pretty sizable as well. 12 minutes in, they have a hook shot. Have yet to use it as Trixie's only level 7 at this point. If you had, again, maxed out Battery Assault, getting these kills is possible, but level 4 Flare, this is just going to be a hook shot so that someone else can do the damage. Most likely this Queen of Pain. Seems like with this mechanism, though, we can see this timing is starting to come together as best as it can, but Spartan is here. Static Storm deployed onto Nemphy right now. He does have his mech, not taking any damage just yet. As they do Ice Path, slow down the Ember from his retreat, or his initiation into this fight. Nemphy's still gonna get leashed down. Mechanism's gonna keep him alive. Excalibur's gonna get gripped and hookshot, and sitting in the macro power as well. Sonic Wave will kill off Excalibur as Boogie jumps into the back lines, trying to go for all these supports. In the meantime, they do take down the Shadow Fiend. Madra, though, hit with the Ice Path, is gonna die eventually to some of these heroes. Boogie, in the meantime, he's still alive, but he will fall in the end, not before picking off that Dazzle. And that will be the Nyx Assassin to survive. NLG trade 2 for 3. The tower destruction is still imminent, though. Ice Path is going to keep this tower from being denied, although Trixie going in deep is going to hit with the spike. Takes lots of damage. Mana Burn completely tapped out. He is going to fall to one more right click of the Nyx Assassin. Double kill for Mitch. Ice Path is going to fly. Will be juked out. Okay, see ya now. Up against a 2v1. Booms back on the Bane, and there's an Impale right after. Valix is in a lot of trouble. Doesn't have enough mana to do anything. Will fall. Like, Carapace not going to return too much damage into OKC. It seems like they are pretty much out of gas here for this Jakiro kill. They will be forced to fall back. Stark, yeah, they get the tower, which is, I guess, kind of nice. They lose a little bit too much for it. Killing off Excalibur, though, that's a prime goal. And they also do take out the Courier in the meantime. In the middle of the entire fight with drums for Madra. Sucks to be him. Yeah, but Stark, really the plan is to go for those full-on 5-on-5 team fights and mitigate their losses. Just the fact that they have lost both the Queen of Pain and the Shadow Fiend, really going to set them back in this game. They need these heroes to always be alive. They always need them to be the ultimate receivers of the golden experience from every single one team fight. But if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. So you have to try a little bit more carefully to not get caught in Static Storm. Very hard to avoid that, granted, but you got to do it. If you don't, you're just going to lose the game. Now, Stark, they know their timings. It's about right now where they should be, in theory, stronger than the NLG side. With such an even game, in fact, NLG having an experience in gold lead, not really sure if their inherent advantages with the heroes that they've selected is going to be powerful enough to take them through this. But at the same time, if they sit back, they're going to lose their window, so they have to go for this. Maybe after an item, spend this 2,200 on the Shadow Fiend, get this Orchid completed on the Queen of Pain. But Boogie, after having died in that last fight, only has 1 O-Staff, and that's just not quite good enough. Top lane's the tower where they should be looking to get, but NLG, they're getting a little bit of free time to breathe. This is going to be Excalibur's Desolator completed after this Ancient stack. Nyx Assassin with the 4 staff is doing quite a bit of damage in this fight. Also because he's just not being focused down fast enough by Stark. Where is it going to be for Stark? Are they actually going to wait that long for this completed Orchid? That will take a very long time on the Queen of Pain. Blade Mail also up on Trixie soon enough. And these are items that will kind of come up at around the same time, and that's nice to have, but 15 minutes in, this is where you want to go into the tier 2s now. Or at least have all the tier 1s down for starters. But instead it seems like NLG want to be on the aggressive. They have a very weakened tower on the bottom lane, will be fortified. Madra doesn't have much to fear except for a random grip out of the trees. Hookshot in, I suppose. The creep wave should not drop it into deny range. TA does grab her Desolator. And they do have the drums and the medallion. Big item delivery here for NLG. Finally actually tapping into the net worth that they have. Now they're going to look to take the offensive versus Stark. Or at least lay Shahai and Excalibur out as bait. These two heroes do a lot of damage, but as far as their tankability, has a lot to be desired. especially up against a double damage Shadow Fiend. Velix's grip is going to have a lot of value in this fight if he's able to connect it. Actually stick with it. Assassin, hook shot in. They don't have True Sight in the area just yet, so he's going to survive for a little while longer. However, sitting in the Macro Pyre is going to turn around with the Grave, do a lot of damage to Trixie, and it should be the Clockwork to fall first, and it will be. Glimpse back, Milan is going to be surviving for a little while longer. There's a grip on a Spartan, but it's only onto that Disruptor. Now jump in from Chihaya and Excalibur. Both of the Valix Ice Path will save this Bane for a little while longer, but he will die in the end. Madra needs another jump out. He's going to dodge the Sonic Wave by Boogie. Second time we've seen that today. Excalibur, though, going to put Boogie in a grave as now Madra is going to turn around, try to do some damage. Ice Path will miss. And he'll try to teleport out of here. Is he really going to survive? Dual Breath also misses, as does the Raise. Whew, Madra with the sickest of plays. They trade 2 for 3. NLG lose their 2 support heroes. They don't give a damn about that. They do gain the Queen of Pain, and yeah, they kill off the Clockwork and Bane as well. Those are kind of bonus kills. They may not kill the Shadow Fiend, but killing off the Quap is, in and of itself, good enough for those 2 supports to be traded away. Stark, they really have to avoid fights like that. This tower is in deny range, and they should look to deny that ASAP. That was kind of a mediocre grip there from the Bane. Just really wanted to get that off in the fight. He killed off a Disruptor with it, but who cares? Disruptor is not a high priority for grip. That's going to be reserved for the Ember Spirit Templar Assassin. Once they saw the grip was used, they just jumped right in. Because again, after that grip is used, you have to worry about cogs somewhat, but that's about it. Madra has the drums and power treads. Looks like it's going to be 4 staff first on Mitch, but that's nice to have. But Battle Fury is the big item for the Ember Spirit. Again, this doesn't seem like the game for travels. Doesn't seem like a game where they can split push and delay the push for Stark. They just have to take them head on or catch them off guard like this. They're going to smoke up, see a Haste Rune. Oh, that's good enough to at least maybe blow your positioning. However, the Stark side do not have any vision in the area. They do not know about this. Here comes Spartan. Into 2 heroes. Static Storm onto Boogie. He's caught, but not dead just yet. Glimpse back on the Jakiro. And now Excalibur and Chihaya run the front lines into a Requiem. However, Boogie will fall first. Now they grip onto Excalibur. Hookshot in from Trixie. He's going to grab the Ember Spirit. Excalibur may get graved up here, but he's still sitting in Macro Pyre. He still will roast after all is said and done. He's going to fall. Mitch is right in the middle of everything. Spike Carapace will stomp through here. In the meantime, Okisia dueling with Milan. That's not going to be a fight that Jakiro can win, especially once the Ember Spirit arrives. Chop him down. Easy kill. Milan, Raze, and Flare will get the kill there. 2-2. That fight is a little bit more expensive here for NLG, but they're not quite done yet, it seems. Nightmare onto the Assassin does have a Spike Carapace available. And Chihaya coming around from the side sees Trixie gets bumped back by the Cogs. Still has chains. Will land onto Valix and Empty both. As the Cogs are going to slow down the incoming heroes for NLG. They still have Madra chasing forward for Trixie. Going to try to teleport out of here. Nightmare is going to keep Trixie alive. However, Nempy now is in a lot of trouble. He's going to turn around and try to fight it out. Going to try to go for the Disruptor, who gets Nightmared by the Bane, preventing that damage. Now Valix, he's snoozing. He should not be sleeping right now. Boogie's going to come right in, slay off the Disruptor. Looking for the next Assassin. There's Dust out. Is there a Sonic Wave? There's a nice 2-man Impale, though, from Mitch onto Valix. That's going to guarantee them both of those kills. Triple kill for the Nyx Assassin. 1900 gold after all is said and done. This Nyx Assassin just staying alive for way too long. And NLG take a decisive lead in that fight, killing off the Shadow Fiend and Queen of Pain. Again, that's the bare minimum of the requirements for a successful fight. Taking all those other kills, those are just bonuses. Only losing the Disruptor and a handful of others. Yeah, they lost Excalibur there. But he was in such a bad position anyway, there was no saving him. He was doomed to fall. They're going to try to go for Roche now. Milan right outside with the Medallion. Mitch is here. A couple illusions to fan out, perhaps. Clockwork. Trixie, you kind of have to go for the steal at this point. You need to get a little bit more momentum under your heels. His positioning is going to be revealed. Sonic Trap going to see him. Excalibur has a Blink Dagger, and Trixie has a Blade Mail. Shot into Excalibur. Roshan, though, still very much so alive. He's going to get glimpsed out of the pit. Excalibur now is free to clear it out, and now they'll kill off Trixie as well. Double life grabbed by the Templar Assassin, plus they get the Clockwork in bonus. Plus Mitch still chasing forward. Dodging the Macro Pyre, albeit barely. OKC needs a teleportation out right now, but is not going to get it out. If he tries it, there's no chance that Mitch misses this Impale, unless he just... Oh, yeah, there it is. And there's those close escape from this Jakiro, but now he's definitely going to fall. Ice Path, fight to the bitter end, because never give up, never surrender. Jakiro to fall, ages for NLG, and Stark are firmly off of their timing right now. This is supposed to be happening in the opposite direction. Stark are supposed to be the ones pushing in. NLG is supposed to be the ones on the responsive. But instead, Excalibur is just doing way too much damage. This Nyx Assassin staying alive for way too long, getting... I don't even know how many Impales and Mana Burns and Carapaces off. Way too many, again. It's not supposed to be happening to that degree. Desolator, Templar Assassin, she's dishing, and she's going to be dishing towards this tier 2 tower. creep wave is coming in. That's a fresh one. Ember Spirit in the meantime still pushing over in mid. Madra has his Battle Fury completed 21 minutes in. With Power Tread and Drums, this Ember Spirit is incredibly well farmed for 20 minutes in the game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And NLG, they're ready to go for more towers. In fact, not at the high ground, over in the tier 2 in the mid lane. Juan's going to shove to the bottom lane one more time with that Shadow Wave. Where the hell did the Ember Spirit go? There he is, okay. Top lane tier 1 was taken by Stark, which is a nice start, I guess. But again, it's a little bit too late for just random tier 1s to be grabbed. Especially when they lose 2 tier 2s for it. Maybe even a little bit more. Gotta watch out for Excalibur. He's gonna blink in blind. There's a Force Staff on his Assassin Ice Path may catch, but there's no follow-up to this. I mean, the best way that NLG can initiate up the high ground is Force Staff from Nyx Assassin bringing someone down, and then glimpse them right back in if they try to escape. Ember Spirit's gonna clean out this top lane. And now it's probably gonna be a top lane push for NLG. Again, this lead is just cratering into the NLG's favor. Look at that advantage being lost by Stark. Amplified by the fact that Stark are supposed to be the ones ahead right now. Jakiro is going to become more and more of a dead hero. Nice Path, Macro Pyre, these are all good tools to have, kind of, but you really want to be using Liquid Fire to kill off towers as Jakiro. And NLG smell blood in the water. They want this Ember Spirit of Blink Dagger. He's going to grab that. Helps him be that much more aggressive for this portion of the game. If you're playing the slow game, you don't get the Blink Dagger on Ember Spirit till much, much later. But, oh, Grip onto Excalibur. Not going to use just yet. He does have the Aegis. Glimpse back onto Balix. Grip still being held. But Excalibur's going to jump right in. Big Meld Hit gets pushed back by the Cogs, losing quite a bit of mana. Assassin coming in. Sonic Traps everywhere. Balix still the target here. Ice Path is going to keep on holding the Assassin back. Now the Requiem is being thought about. No, they're actually going to find Trixie. Hookshot in. He does have his Blade Mail up, doing a lot of damage to Excalibur. But again, he has the Aegis. Static Storm onto 3 from Spartan as Excalibur jumps right in with Madra also in the middle of everything. They're both getting hit with the Ice Path, but they will take down the Queen of Pain. Nemphy is shortly going to follow as Valix is going to get a pretty nice channel of his ultimate. But again, that's only on the Aegis target. Valix now going to put to sleep and now stuck in the field. Valix is going to follow. OK, Sia is the sole survivor. Buybacks galore, but this Queen of Pain and Clockwork can't do anything right now, even if they do want to go in. They have a Sonic Wave. They can't really go in and get any of these kills, at least not useful ones. Now Boogie's spotted. Is there a glimpse back? Oh, you bet your ass there is. Right into the Impale, right into the chains. Boogie just bought back, and he's gonna fall. And the Clockwork will be soloed by Excalibur. That's like a 7 for Aegis trade or something like that. Something ridiculous. A 7 for Aegis. Yes, that's exactly what it is. A 7,000 gold swing, 7,000 experience gain for NLG. And it looks like NLG just wrote their name on the dotted line. They're going to be hopping on an airplane, I assume, to get to the land. I don't exactly know where NLG players live, but I assume that they have to take a flight there, or at least a train. That's taking Rax's 20 minutes in against Stark's mid-game timing push draft. They're in a decisive lead, almost an unlosable lead, being this far ahead this close in the game. And OK, Sia, oh, you don't want to be here, dude. Lands a really nice Ice Path Macro Pyre, but yeah, that's not really going to help you, bro. Ember Spirit's gonna kill you off. And even if NLG don't take this bottom set of Raxes nor the tower, they still forced out 2 buybacks. They still are filthy rich after that last fight. How rich are they, you may ask? 2,500 gold in the Dazzle Rich. Solar Crest up on him. 3,000 gold on Disruptor. We got the Aghanim Scepter, so Nyx Assassin gonna go full Lunker mode. Lunker, the cool way of saying lurkers. If you guys get that reference, yeah, you're a baller. You're a nerd baller. Disruptor at 3,000 gold. Not MKB. I was going to say Aghanim Scepter. Would have been a possibility, but Glimmer Cape instead going to be his build-up. And Jahaya has the Yasha after having grabbed that Blink. It's another 2,000 gold in his pockets. 2,000 gold for Excalibur. After having grabbed a fresh BKB, still hasn't used it once. This game is looking really bad for Stark. We saw last time they had quite a few miraculous plays, but this is a quite different game, especially when they get Boogie one-shot by Excalibur. Of course, it was Mitch to do most of the damage there. But NLG, they know that Queen of Pain is now dead for another 45 seconds. Maybe it's time to just push in the mid lane, take this range Rax. Not a big deal, but you don't really have a huge opening anyway. The creeps are not really working out well for NLG in the side lanes, so they should have to keep beating down in mid. Excalibur with Refraction can probably take down this tower. Where's the Ember Spirit? He's following up again. So at the very minimum, range Rax is going to fall in mid lane. They're looking for a fight right now. They'll slide right down to this bottom lane. No backdoor protection because mid lane is in breach. And Mitch is ready to initiate, ready to burrow. Time to go underground and lurk people. Tier 3, down. Nyx Assassin, also down, but in a better way.
Top tower has fallen.
Here we go. Time for unpleasantness. Oh, come on, Nyx. He's going to show himself, and now we have the Sentry Ward being deployed. Ice Path will clip him. Alex still going to take a pretty big sleight of fist, jumping for Boogie, landing a really nice Sonic Wave. Excalibur is going to jump into even more damage to that Quap, though. Now the Static Storm jumps onto Nemphy, with Excalibur right on his ass. He's going to get gripped up, but immediately the Glimpse is going to cancel that grip. Excalibur still onto Nemphy, and is going to force down this Shadow Fiend. He's down with buyback granted. He's going to have to use it. OKC is going to land on the Macro but Excalibur still the BKB is finally going to time out. Boogie cannot afford to die again. It seems like he will eventually fall as Excalibur is still swinging very hard onto Trixie at that. And Mitch is still going to work. Nyx Assassin still somehow alive. Will finally fall in the middle of the Requiem. But Excalibur's still alive. He's going to go now for Valix with the help of Madra. Valix is going to put himself to sleep, but only for so long. He's going to wake up into a nightmare. And he will, well, maybe get the kill onto Milan, but not with the Grave. They're also going to team up and try to kill off Nebby, who just bought back. Cannot afford to die right now. They'll lose the Templar Assassin as the Ember Spirit does bail out. Milan is going to fall. One more Sleight of Fist. One more Sleight of Fist. There it is. It's a godlike spree for Chihaya. Buyback or teleportation in from the Bane. One more right click of the Brain Sap. Valix is going to get so much gold. 1,500 for killing off that Ember Spirit. Yet after all is said and done, even though NLG lose absolutely everybody, it's a blaze of glory, taking out the buybacks of the Shadow Fiend and the Jakiro both. So again, that was like a 5 for 6 or 7 trade. A lot worse for NLG, but they also take the bottom Raxes and the tier 3. So again, a small curve upwards because that last kill is worth so much for Valix. What the hell is the Bane going to do with 2,800 gold? To get another Lotus Orb? Probably not. NLG just have to wait for a respawn, and when they do, well, we don't know when Roshan's going to be up just yet, but at least that should be, in theory, the plan for them. Respawn, use the Templar Assassin's power to take down Roshan, grab the Aegis, go in for the Death Blow. Or the Alpha Strike, if you prefer. They have so many items over the Stark side, it's just disgusting. Like, Shadow Fiend has a decent amount right now, but 6,000 behind the Templar Assassin, 2,000 behind the enemy Ember Spirit. And just having, you know, Shadow Fiend behind one of those heroes is bad enough, but both of them, and by that margin, that's just almost impossible to come back from. Boogie, he's nowhere close to being where he needs to be, as Mitch has just been doing so much work in these fights. Perseverance, is that actually going to be... Lotus isn't that good. Lincoln's and Lotus, both not that great. And I don't think you need a Refresher Orb on the Nyx Assassin. Not really sure what this is going to be. I'd rather like to see a Vlad's on him, just try to get that additional surge in power to try to go up that high ground. By the way, NLG, they're all going to get woven up, looking for blood now. Bug on the hunt. And, well, they will know about this Roche, which is a super low respawn timer. It's not going to be a fruitful smoke, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Maybe Roshan. They do, of course, know about it, so they'll just put up some wards, so they will know if Stark are coming in. Then go ahead and grab it. Can Excalibur do this by himself? He has a mini crit and a mana style. I'm pretty sure he can. This is such an extremely farmed TA for this stage of the game. That's not his mana style. Who the hell is this? Okay, it's Madra's. Not quite completed just yet, needs an ultimate orb. Here comes OKC, walled off by a field. Trixie can bypass that with a hook shot. But in that time, Roshan should just be dead. They're all going to body block this one. Hook shot in towards Excalibur. However, Trixie's probably just going to get glimpsed right out of it. He's going to try to look to steal the Aegis. In the meantime, they're on to Nemphy. Shahi's taking a lot of damage. Grip is there. Finally not canceled. They'll bring down the Ember Spirit. However, he's going to straight buy out. Look to teleport back in. Excalibur does grab the Aegis and kill off Trixie in the meantime. And here comes the Ember Spirit. He's back. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chain's going to lock down the two in the back. OKC lands a nice combo, but that's all they have. Nice Impale from the backline as Mitch is going to arrive, burrow downwards, and try to get right on top of Nemphy, who's going to fight up against the Ember Spirit and the Templar Assassin both. Again, OKC is landing some really nice spells, but it's not going to be enough. Excalibur didn't even lose the Aegis, didn't even get close to losing the Aegis. Only the Bane is going to survive. Bottom lane's in full breach, mid lane's in full breach, and it looks like it's going to be time for tier 4s. As NLG, they do force the buyout on the Ember Spirit. I don't even think that was necessary. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Stark had a good run. They really did. But NLG, showing that they are the stronger team, are going to be going on trains, planes, automobiles, I don't know, to Vilnius at the end of the month. They're going to be competing along with 4 Clovers. And yes, indeed, Lithuania boys for Spartan. I will see you guys there, NLG. I will see you there. Guys, I'm Mikelorus. It's been a long day. It's been a grueling day. But I do enjoy the fact that you all decided to tune in and not play Fallout, instead watch these games. If you did enjoy the games, be sure to, well, actually, we're almost done. There's a couple more American games, so keeping an eye on the channel, probably not going to give you that much, at least not soon. But definitely follow me on Twitter at Mikelorus, Mikelorus Game on Facebook if you prefer that. Big congratulations to No Logic Gaming. Stark, again, put up a hell of a fight, but this game was just not meant to be. Not meant to be. I will see you guys in the next game, which is probably going to be an American game, to decide who's the final team to go into the LAN final. Yes, we are almost there. We've got 7 of the 8 teams. Last one is going to be either Elite Wolves or Complexity. That one is 12th of November. So in 2 days. Get a little bit of break. See you guys then. Later. GG.